Hey guys, it's Ryan here, the Hobbies of Man once again, and today we have another episode of the Sword and Sorcery Book Club. So today is a bit of a Howard Days After Action Report extra, where there's a few things that I forgot to mention previously or that I just didn't do correctly, and I want to do them again. And so here we are. Mostly the big thing that I'm going to show you here is the poetry reading. So I have a copy of my video or the poem that I read. I'll try to insert that here at some point. But I don't have a copy of Stygian Dogs, and I think he's going to make his own video talking about that. So he'll probably have that in the next couple of weeks. So before we get around to that, in terms of other stuff on the channel real quick, so I did upload the Solomon Kane video today, the first one. This comes out the day after that, and then there will be 2 more Solomon Kane videos that will be coming out in the next couple of days. The thing is that the Savage Sword of Conan number 9 keeps getting pushed back. It's been pushed back twice already, down to July 9th. So I don't think I'll be able to do really anything related to that anytime soon. There also will not be Solomon Kane 4 until after I review Solomon Kane 2 and 3. And I am moving next week, so we'll see how much time I actually have. The thing is that I also have another video that I want to do, another Howard Days video. This is a haul video just to show you the few things that I got from Howard Days, and hopefully that's not too hard to do. I don't think it will be, but it's just about getting around to it, right? So the next couple videos coming up are this video, then Solomon Kane 2, then the haul video for Howard Days, and then Solomon Kane 3, and hopefully that gets me through the next 2 weeks. And from there, we'll do Solomon Kane 4, we'll do Conan number 22, we'll do Savage Sword of Conan number 9, and then I have a few other things that are not Conan related that I think will be pretty cool. Also, they did just solicit Savage Sword number 10, and there will be an awesome Steve Costigan, or Sailor Steve Costigan story in issue number 10. That one is going to be related to Scourge of the Serpent, and that story is actually going to be drawn by Rob Del Toro, and I think Roy Thomas is going to be doing the dialogue for that. Also, if you guys are Spanish speakers or are interested in listening to people talk in Spanish for, language learning purposes, I did recently do a live stream with my friends Alfredo and Ludwig and Paco over at El Santuario de los Comics. I'll leave that link down below. And we talked about Savage Sword 7, where we had the Roy Thomas book with Rob Del Toro's artwork. And we spent a long time going through it. And apparently it was good enough that even Rob Del Toro himself left us a nice comment about it. So yeah, that's all of the update stuff. Let's actually talk about Howard Days now. Sorry, that was kind of a weird insert there, but I thought it was important to mention it here. So Stygian Dogs did upload a boxing video for the Howard Days panel, so he did talk about that. It was a very well done panel, and I'm actually happy with how he managed to do all of the editing on the sound for it to sound pretty good. I mean, it doesn't sound completely great. You can tell that it has been manipulated, but it's much better than it was when he first recorded it. So please give some love to Stygian Dogs. And here's a picture of that panel right before it started that I managed to take. And I did want to talk about the dinner a little bit more. So the dinner is kind of interesting because it's just kind of in a weird little location. It's at the community center. It's set up as this banquet hall, I guess, and there's a bunch of different chairs and tables, right? And we got to sit next to Bobby Deary. Me and Stygian Dog sat next to him, or in front of him actually. And Rob Lerm, I think is his last name. I can't remember if that is. He had an interesting conversation about this visit he did to all of the places that Robert E. Howard ever mentioned going to. He showed us a map, and it was really cool. It's mostly Texas with some a few things here and there outside of Texas, and it was pretty cool. Across from us, or it was me and the Stygian Dogs, and then over there I think it was Jill and Jay from Age of Conan Unchained. Matt Torres is his name. And then who else was there? I think Billy Cavalier was somewhere on our table. There was also Rusty Burke, and obviously Jeff Shanks was over somewhere else, and Aurelia was sitting next to him. But he was kind of a bit too far for us to talk to him. But the dinner was still good. I quite enjoyed it. Here's a picture of the banner that they put up at the dinner. And then what else is there really to say about it? I mean, if you guys go to the event, you guys should sign up for the dinner. I think it's probably for the best. It's a nice, interesting moment, and it also should help with developing the camaraderie between people there. So I recommend that you guys give it a go next year if you go to Howard Days. It's good. Usually the food is made by the community. I think it was made by a restaurant this time. I can't remember, but it is a local group, right? So those $25 are basically for your dinner and to help with setting stuff up, right? They give us sweet tea and iced tea and stuff like that. So it's all pretty good overall. The next day we had the same day. The next day we did have the poetry reading. Like I mentioned, basically there's two kind of ideas behind that. One is to celebrate Cimmeria in as many languages as we can. I did the Spanish version. And then the other one is to celebrate Robert E. Howard's poetry, because he was a prolific poetry writer or a poet. I guess he was a prolific poet. And a lot of his poetry is quite good. You know, it's not necessarily my favorite thing. I don't necessarily like poetry, but he was quite good at it, and people seem to really like it. So yeah, but I did do Cimmeria in Spanish, although I did have a little bit of a difficulty with it because I did sight read it, which means I had never seen it in Spanish before. I was reading it as I was, dictating it or portraying it for people. So it wasn't really my best attempt, but it was good enough for the moment. It was, kind of out of nowhere. So I liked it well enough. And here is a clip of that. Stitch and Dogs recorded this for me, and I managed to get a lapel mic that he gave me. So hopefully the audio is not horrible.
Hello all. I am Lion. I run a YouTube channel called the Sword and Sorcery Book Club. Brain fart. And I'm from Dallas, Texas. And I'll be reading Cimmeria in Spanish, which happens to be Cimmeria in Spanish. So there we go. Recuerdo el bosque oscuro, enmascaradas las laderas de las cocinas sombrías, el arco plomizo y sempiterno de las nubes grises, las corrientes oscuras que fluían sin sonido y los vientos solitarios que susurraban por los pasos. Marchando vista en vista, colinas en colinas, pendiente tras pendiente, cada uno oscuro con árboles hoscos. Nuestra tierra demacrada se extendía. Por consiguiente, cuando un hombre subía a un pico escabroso y contemplo su ojo sombreado, vio solo una vista interminable, colina en colina. Pendiente tras pendiente, cada uno encapuchado como sus hermanos. Era una tierra sombría que parecía contener todos los vientos y las nubes y los sueños que rehuían el sol, como ramas desnudas vibrando en los vientos solitarios y el bosque oscuro meditando sobre todo, ni siquiera iluminado por el sol raro y penumbroso que hacía de los hombres sombras agazapadas. Lo llamaban Cimmeria, tierra de la oscuridad y de la noche densa. Hace mucho tiempo y era muy lejos. He olvidado el mismo nombre que los hombres me llamaban. Y hacha y lanza con punta de pedernal son como un sueño. Y las cacerías y las guerras son sombras. Recuerdo solo el silencio que aquella tierra sombría, las nubes que apilaban para siempre en las colinas, la oscuridad en los bosques eternos. Cimmeria, tierra de la oscuridad y de la noche. Oh alma mía, nacida de las colinas sombreadas, a las nubes y a los vientos y los espectros que reunían el cielo. ¿Cuántas muertes servirán para romper por fin esta herencia que me envuelve en el vestido gris de los espectros? Busco mi corazón y encuentro Cimmeria, tierra de la oscuridad y de la noche. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate that.
So there you go. And that's really all there is to most of the event at this point. The only thing that was left over is the Sunday breakfast. Here's a quick picture of where we were. It's at Mexico City Cafe. The food is good there. The prices aren't too bad, but the service that morning was a bit kind of a scattershot, mostly just because I think these people in the town are just not used to suddenly having like a 50 people table suddenly kind of just appear out of nowhere, right? But they did their best, and I appreciate that they tried, right? And then after that, we went down to the grave. Like I mentioned before, at the grave or after the grave, we took a time to call our parents or to call our dads because it was Father's Day. But here is the grave on both sides. And then here is the plaque that is at the grave. And it was a pretty interesting moment. I've not really been to many graves or too many cemeteries in my life. The last time I ever went was when my grandmother was entombed. When she died when I was 13, I think. I didn't get to go to my grandfather's funeral because, my sister was graduating college that same day. And, it was like, which one do I go to? And I chose to go to my sister's graduation. And it's kind of interesting. There's a calm peacefulness to cemeteries that is kind of unexpected. But at the same time, because we were all there for Howard, and because there was multiple people there also doing that kind of trek there to a cemetery, there was a real interesting sense of community there that is kind of unexpected, I guess. I think of cemeteries as these very solitary, solemn, ideas, places, concepts. And that was not really the experience that I had. We ended up kind of just chatting with some people while we were there. We even got to see Jay one last time before he left. And it was interesting. I think I would probably go down to the cemetery again a different day next time that I go down to Howard Days. But having gone once, it's good enough. Like, you don't really have to go there again. But, it's kind of like your personal relationship with the author is your choice. But I think that one time is good enough. Maybe I'll go one more time in the future, and maybe I'll do it normally. It really depends on where I would stay, because if I go to Brownwood, I would probably want to go to the cemetery since it's right next door. But if I stay, in Abilene, I'm not going to want to go to drive all the way down to Brownwood, right? So it kind of depends on your situation there, what you prefer. But going there once was good enough for me, unless they change the plaque or they do something like add a statue or something. I'm probably not going to go there again on my own. If I'm taking someone else there, then I would probably do that. But it's, it is what it is with that. And so that's kind of the last bits of stuff that I wanted to mention about Howard Days. There you go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed. And this is really not significant enough to make a full video for it. But at the same time, it didn't feel complete without doing this. So here we are. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you didn't dislike my poetry reading too badly. And I'll see you guys in the next couple videos. There should be pretty steady content dripping out over the next couple weeks. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys later.